What's buzzing? Why are we buzzing? Let's not buzz.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so I see... where did I go blank? Oh, there we go. Yeah, I see the three of us across the thing in a tiny stream, so we're there.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Max can see some things.
Yay. What is the name of the place you go to watch your information? Creator dashboard? Dashboard Live. There we go. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, I need to get an overlay and then also learn the secrets to making the Discord window actually behave.
Yeah,
that's the problem I have, is that it's.
Well, I think there's a way of integrating the overlay that grabs the video feed from Discord without worrying about the, are you in the right channel and all that.
Yeah,
So.
that's what I need to figure out. Maybe I just do that after raid tonight.
Yeah.
That looks good.
Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to John. He's just been so busy. I haven't had a chance.
We have 7 viewers, so I'm guessing something is doing something somewhere.
Yeah.
You can have it so Discord shows us part of the screen for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Ready, Chuck?
Are we ready? Ready?
Bart the Bowman says, testing back at you. And Max is also signaling at us in Discord, so you seem to be good there. And can everyone hear us? Because I don't have Discord up, so I can't tell. I mean, I can't have Discord up, so I can't tell.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, who's running this monkey show?
Evidently, it's me.
Yep.
All right.
Give us a lead in and we're good.
Going
Yeah,
live,
Max says the windows is small, but yes, you can see us.
That's the biggest I can get it without it freaking out.
Yeah.
All right, so basically we just have to talk louder. Actually, Mew's generally lower than we are to begin with, so maybe
so having him
being
louder is fine.
Good, actually. All right.
Yeah.
Going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on this episode of the AIE Podcast.
Venture into Shadowkeep with the Nomads.
Brewfest awaits.
PTS is coming soon. PST. PST is coming soon. No, really, we mean it.
Life in Heidelin is savage.
And we're talking about AIE and WoW Classic tonight.
All that and more coming up now. Welcome to episode 329 of the podcast celebrating you, the Alea Octa S gaming community, the Die Has Been podcast. I'm Makala. To my left is Mewcow.
Greetings, guildies.
And to my downstairs and right is Tetsemi.
We've spawned new spreadsheets. Things are happening.
Ooh. This week it's just us talking about each other and about AIE and WoW Classic and guild news and activities. Slaps the roof of the guild. There is so much room in here for activities.
So much room.
But so much room. But with WoW Classic aside, I want to know what you guys been up to in and out of game. Mew, what's up with you?
Well, for the video viewers, you might be seeing some different stuff behind me because as of last Saturday, we moved into a new house.
Yay!
Woo.
So you probably noticed there's a lot missing because we're not quite there yet, but we're getting there. Yeah. Yep, all the swag is still in a box here labeled Blizzard. But there's one, you can see one thing. That is a WoW vanilla server over there behind the.
Oh, you got the blade?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's from way back when. That's not the current ones. They're doing another round, which is kind of funny because I was there for when they did the first round, and I know what they're up to. I know what the scrambling they're doing, and it's just kind of amusing memory back in classic days. Or I guess this would have been Wrath. I think is when we did the last one. Yeah. But yeah, it's
yeah,
it's interesting to see them doing that again. So it's the same deal. They're just grabbing some servers and slapping some placards on them and saying, "Hey, here's a server. Have fun."
Fun.
Yep. But other than that, just lots of moving. Moving is very tiring, and yeah, it's much work. It's still not done. In fact, I was just over there until just about an hour ago at the old house, still grabbing stuff because it just takes forever. I mean, you just stuff just kind of creeps into all the nooks and crannies, and you just kind of have to dig it back out and drag it out. So yeah, that's been my life, and will be my life for maybe another week or two until we finally get out of there. Yeah. But
until you're still unpacking boxes randomly.
Yes.
20 years later.
Yeah. Yeah. But other than that, gaming wise, so Borderlands 3 did come out this weekend, so I kind of dabbled in that a bit. To prep for that, I actually went back, and so a while back I had started the Tales from the Borderlands, which is by the Telltale Games company. Very well done, but I couldn't do it fast enough. So what I did is there's actually someone went through and just recorded all that and put it onto YouTube, which I'm sure not a big deal because Tales or the Telltale doesn't currently exist, although I hear rumors that they might be bringing them back. But it's like, well, they're not missing out on any money right now because they don't exist. So, so the entire 8-hour game is now on YouTube to watch, and it was kind of fun to watch it. It's very well. I mean, it's just like a TV series. Honestly, it's like Borderlands, the TV series. You just watch it that way. So I was able to catch up through that to get all that backstory, and then I had played Borderlands 2 ages ago, but I want to say like a month or two ago, they came out with a free DLC for Borderlands 2. To bridge the gap between Tales and 3. So I finished that, and then Borderlands 3. So I'm finally all fully caught up in all the crazy story because it's not quite as good as a WoW story or a Final Fantasy 14 story, but there's still some interesting beats here and there. But then other than that, we'll talk about our foray into Classic. And just little bits of WoW, not WoW retail as everyone seems to be fond of calling it, but just WoW, playing WoW, and enjoying my time in WoW, because that's the weird thing about playing a little bit of Classic. It just reminds you, things are better in regular WoW. The nostalgia isn't that strong. I have been playing since vanilla, but it's just not there. I've been through the whole process, and it's so. But yeah, that's probably the majority of what I've been up to.
Cool. All right, Tet, what about you?
A little bit of WoW Classic that we'll talk about. Just kind of dabbling around in alts, because I did the Orc Hunter. Actually, it was a Night Elf Hunter at the time, but I've done the Hunter. Yep. I leveled Tet as a warrior in Wrath, so Burning Crusade to get ready for Wrath. So I've done that. So I'm just kind of playing around right now. The Undead Shadow Priest and the Undead Rogue I have are currently high on my list of things that I want to play in Classic. And I think part of that is because I'm also playing a Shadow Priest in retail. Because basically I've gotten to the point where, thank goodness, next week is happening, because we kind of hit all the major stuff that you can do without really just spending your entire time in WoW grinding and doing stuff. So, I log in, do whatever the World Quest Emissary is. If the World Quest Emissary happens to be the Unshackled and coincides with what I'm going to do in Nazjatar, perfect, because then that's one less thing I have to do. I got my necklace to 66 now.
Wow.
So I got 65. 65 is the last fill-in, and then 67... or last, you get your minor power, your second minor power. 67 will be the 3% stamina boost. So I'm about halfway to that. So I should hit that next week. And then from there, it's just like whatever happens. I need one recipe off King Mechagon, which is a guaranteed drop for the second kill, and then I need to contribute to like 43 more projects in Nazjatar, and I'll have the wheel mount done.
Ooh.
And then once that's done, I probably will do the daily in Nazjatar, Rust Feather, and spend the majority of the time trying to do the same thing for the crab mount in Nazjatar, depending on how much content comes out in 8.2.5.
Yeah.
So, and then I picked up a game at Matt Rossi's recommendation on Blizzard Watch called Greedfall. And it's basically early 1700s first-person shooter, colonial, but you're dealing with an unknown island, and so there's like three major factions. You've got the church on one side, you have the alchemists and essentially magic on the other side, and then you have the inhabitants of the island, the savages, on the third side, and you start out as a colonist, but then you can pick which faction you want to side on based on your actions. It's a little small company, Spider something. Basically, it's a very BioWare-esque game. There are relationships that you have with your companions, and they basically it's 50-50. So you've got, you can romance the male companion, female companion, depending on what you are. The same-sex relationship is available. The whole thing. So it's interesting that they just kind of said, "Yep, go for it. Here's your story. Have fun." So I haven't made it off the first starting area, but I really like the interactions and the tech tree and all that. So
that sounds really well done.
Yeah, it is. It's really good. So I'm having fun with it so far. It's the typical BioWare type stuff where it's like, oh, this door is locked. Let me look around for keys. Oh, I don't have keys. Oh, but I can have lockpicks. So let me try and lockpick this door. That sort of thing. So, yeah, and a lot of it is, oh, let me try and strong arm this person, or let me try and talk my way out of this situation. So it's really interesting. So that's kind of sucked into my interest. And then hopefully we'll be getting back to pen and paper on Monday. So
let's hope.
Yeah. Oh, and we McCullough and I went to go see Mark Knopfler last night in concert, and that was amazing. The man is a guitar genius, and it was a great concert. He's got such a discography, but I mean, like his first closing number or first encore number was, of course, Money for Nothing, and then came back for two more encores after that. So yeah, it was a blast.
Yep. Yeah, with that, and that was actually with Kenny and Alcar.
Yep.
So that was a lot of fun. So if you want to know where Kenny was during New Braid right now, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That would be where she was.
Yeah. So what have you been up to, McCullough?
One of our best friends had her birthday on Friday, so surprise, I threw a party.
Yeah.
So that prepping, cooking, cleaning for that. Game Thursday night, and our normal Thursday DM was out travel for work. So actually, our buddy Tony put together a first time DMing. Put together a little short one shot, and it was fun because it actually was a one shot.
Ooh.
I'm looking at you, Sam Jane, that our one shot took. Well, that was a big adventure, and we make things longer than they should be. But it was a true one shot. It was really fun. We played 5th level characters. I played Goss. She's barbarian, not smart. So I went totally against my normal character type. I played a half orc barbarian. I tend to play pretty races, and I tend to play characters that are wise, charismatic, or most of the time both. She was neither. So that was kind of fun, just being the big dumb warrior. I wouldn't want to do it in a full campaign, but it was a blast to do it for a night.
That's awesome.
Yep. And let's see, what else have I done geek-wise? We're working on our fall line, so lots of prepping of headbands. I need to look at doing some gothic jewelry for that. Let's see. I think besides work, I think that's about it. Nothing too exciting.
All right.
All right, so that is what we've been up to. So we're gonna, as we know, we're gonna go ahead and get into WoW Classic a little more in a few. But before we do that, let's go ahead and talk about this week's news.
AIE news.
All right, in streaming and guild podcast news, SOTOR Escape Podcast 309, a horse-sized
Dachshund.
Dachshund. There we go. Thank you. More updates from PTS Phase 2, Grand Galactic Sail, Diamond the Dachshund, and in SOTOR Escape Podcast 310, Ducks in a Row. Oh, that's cute. And Shroud's Last Stand. More tuning of the nature of progression operation.
Sortorista.
SOTOR, thank you. I'm like, my eyes are not working. And
okay.
Zamzam interviews, a look back at macro binoculars. And of course, in Working Class Nerds, episode 54, Tinfoil Tacos with Kogasel.
Just Kogas.
Kogas. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to clean these glasses, guys. Nick and Marcus and Nick debut a new show segment where Nick discusses gaming news, dive into SOTOR, PTS. It always seems like I'm saying that wrong.
No, you're saying it right.
It's a public test server, PTS.
I know. Yeah, I know. Or, yeah. Phase 2 with Kogras and stamp on their tinfoil hats for the entire ride. Maybe some tacos? Other tacos? I was promised tacos.
Probably. I think where your confusion's coming in is for WoW, it's the PTR.
Yes.
And for SOTOR, it's the PTS. So.
And my brain wants to throw a D on there, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, sorry about that, guys. But yes, it's exactly what it is, the PTR.
Over in Nomad Land, we're going to talk about Destiny 2 because the move to Steam is looming. October 1st, coinciding with the launch of the next expansion, Shadowkeep. Make sure you transfer your Blizzard.net account information for Destiny 2 over to Steam if you have not done so already. We have a link in the show notes if you need to get there.
It's painless.
Yeah, it's very painless. Although I need to do it, so I guess I'll figure out how that is soon. Shadowkeep is apparently going to the moon, which was a really cool place in Destiny 1, so it's kind of neat that they're going back. I guess we're going to see what else has been going on there, because it's an interesting place. The power, aka light level, is being increased to 960. So, there will of course be new gear, of course be new abilities, and a new raid called the Garden of Salvation. There's a lot more information on the Budgie site under Shadowkeep, so go ahead and head there.
Yep. Why isn't that? There we go. All right. And in WoW retail news, Gusty Tail is planning some guild events for Brewfest this week for the sausage eating contest. Yes, you heard us correctly. The sausage eating contest.
Wow,
Friday,
AIE After Dark.
Right. Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern is the Alliance side. We're not sure what day and time she's decided on for the Horde side yet. But the contest grants a 2-hour, 10% experience buff. And if you win 5 times, you can buy a toy. The idea is to cheese it, to win it, like we do for Trial of Style. You need 4 people to sit down and start it. It gives you a 3-minute cooldown to do it again. So ideally, they want 2 to 3 groups of 4 people rotating in to do it.
Nice.
And Max thinks that Horde should be next Friday. So
Okay.
Makes sense.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Max has no Alliance invite lined up yet. So, hang on. We're getting conflicting information.
Late breaking news.
Okay.
We're doing it live.
So, okay, we're doing it live. So yes, the Horde side is Friday at 8 p.m. with no Alliance information yet, but we will find that out. So
just check the guild calendar.
Yep, check the guild calendar. And speaking of things on the guild calendar, New Braid is doing well and is 6 of 8 on Eternal Palace, and runs Saturday nights at 11 p.m. server. Apparently, they also picked up a new floor tank with Kinney out, so we'll have to see who that is. And as we hinted to or alluded to in the What Are We Doing in WoW section, patch 8.2.5 is launching on the 24th of September with the usual scheduled downtime from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. So it's a good time to get into Classic and play while retail is down.
Yep.
Great. All right, and in SOTOR news, it's been a quiet 2 weeks in SOTOR. The dev team has begun working on Onslaught the dev teams are working to get Onslaught ready for its close-up on the 22nd of October. The public test server will most likely be available this week for everyone to try out with the new gear acquisition changes. In the live game, the Grand Galactic sale is going on. This is the Cartel Market event with new sales announced each week. So far, there's been separate deals on character transfers, character slots, color crystals, and appearance options. This week's sale will be announced on September 23rd, which is Monday. New York Cantina will be on October 1st at Stitch. There'll be an AIE contingent there, and everyone is invited. You don't have to be a SOTOR player, of course. Just drop into the AIE Discord to get more information on when and where and what's going on. September's mega event will be on the 27th, when Marcus will lead us through the mission to get the fabled magenta lightsaber crystal. It's a throwback to the day when there was not a lot of variety available in the crystal colors, and it was the only way to get the magenta one. There'll be camaraderie, trivia, rode and mayo sandwiches for all. Well, camaraderie and trivia anyway. And crystals. You're gonna have to bring your own sandwich.
Yep.
I was promised sandwiches.
They're in the guild kitchen, dude.
Oh, okay.
Good, because I'm hungry.
I know. Ready to lunch.
Oops.
Yeah.
And over in Final Fantasy XIV news, life in Heidelin is, of course, continuing. Weekly Eden normal clears are still happening, but there has been a learning group set up for Savage. You'll see them on Thursday evenings when they're not doing extreme content. Extreme being the one boss stuff. Of course, everyone's still loving the bunnies or the Viera. And they're still confirming that, yes, Lalafell are still small.
Okay.
It's good to know.
And potatoes.
Yes, they are quite potatoes. The recent live letter 54, which I still need to watch, has revealed details for the upcoming patches, including that they are raising the level cap for Blue Mage to 60, which is pretty exciting. There is some new... that'll include some new job quests because they need to fill the gap between 50 and 60. They are going to do some crafting and gathering system reworking that increases every ease of entry and is going to introduce some new UI layouts. This is because the restoration of Isgard is coming. A new community system called Fellowships, which can have 1,000 members. It's kind of a loose coalition for posting in LFG systems. It's not quite a chat channel, but it's kind of letting FCs or guilds do stuff together. But because right now we try to use link shells for that, which is just a chat channel, but they can only have so many people in those chat channels. So they're trying to give us something bigger to do, because a lot of guilds are doing a lot of big stuff, especially now that we have the cross server stuff. The new Game Plus system will be introduced that'll let you revisit main scenario quests from Heavensward, Stormblood, and Shadowbringers. A Realm Reborn and other storylines will come later, which makes sense. I think they want to completely do the Realm Reborn stuff because that's what everyone considers the slog to get through, to get to the good content.
Yeah, it's like 100. You finish the main story, and it's like, here's 100 more quests before you get to the next expansion.
Yep. Yeah, because back then they didn't even know if there was going to be a new expansion, so they had to do something.
Yeah.
But it's still there, and they need to revamp it all, so that's probably why that's going to be a while. Of course, everyone's looking forward to the new raid content, which is going to be Nier Automata themed. It's called Yorha, Dark Apocalypse. So it's we're going to see a lot more interesting clothing coming in because that whole game is just full of crazy emo clothing.
Nice.
Yep. And I'm kind of curious if they're going to introduce anything from how the game plays. The fighting style is easy to translate, but there's a whole second layer to the Nier games, which is shooting. And it's not like gun shooting. It's more like old style Space Invaders kind of thing, where it's just you're trying to shoot at stuff coming at. I think they call it bullet hell, but there's a whole aspect of that game that's fighting with the sword, but then there's the whole aspect of bullet hell where you're trying to shoot at stuff and stuff shooting at you, and it's all kind of crazy. So I'm kind of curious if they're going to include that, because it'll be really interesting to see them implement that in Final Fantasy XIV. But look forward to it, as they say.
Awesome. All right, and in ESO news, Kenny was out doing in real life fun. So this past Friday's MFN was run by Thug. Shout out to Thugs for shepherding the group through a Sky Shard clear of Craiglore. Mandatory fun nights continue on Friday nights. Please join in. Beyond that, the ESO group is eagerly awaiting update 24 coming soon, which will be the conclusion of the chain of recent updates, all centered around the dragon theme.
Rawr.
All right, STO. Lots of fun in STO continues with our fleet and our STO mandatory fun nights on Sunday. It's now. Unfortunately, in sad news, Aaron Eisenberg, the actor from DS9 who played Nog the Ferengi, passed away this weekend. He was a contributor to STO and a respected part of the Star Trek community. I've been seeing a lot of the stuff coming in about him, how he absolutely just loved Star Trek itself, loved being a part of that family, and seemed to be very, good guy, very loved.
Yep, he'll join that game. Probably not the way that you want to, but he'll be probably even a deeper part of that game now. That's pretty cool. In other space news, in Eve, war is over. Apparently we lost and everyone's evacuating. But part of that is probably because, WoW Classic WoW Classic is very distracting.
Yes.
I'm not really too surprised, because I'm pretty sure most of the Eve core played old WoW. So
yes,
exactly.
Yeah. So they're like, hey, this old thing's back. Let's go back over there and play Eve. I mean, WoW.
Exactly. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
# blame Link.
Yep.
No, blame. I'm sure it's Lars and Bach.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. There's a lot of people to blame on that one.
Yeah. All right, and in Guild Wars 2 news, WoW Classic continues to be good. Though my old petitioning for group skills are very rusty. Guild Wars 2 has the first episode of the new Living World Season Saga drop to good reviews. Be sure to log in at Tune so you can unlock the episode while it is still free. There's a party in Sharlands, and you are invited. There is new, at least theoretically, harder content that has been released called Strike Missions. The idea is to have harder open-world content that can be used for an intro to raiding. Reactions so far are generally positive, but it appears to need tuning.
Makes sense.
Awesome. All right. And last but least, Lord of the Rings Online news. Last night's raid on Lotor went really well. They had enough people where they actually had a full raid group. If anyone missed out on the raid and wants to run through the intro area, go ahead and...
I think it's Meilong. Let me double check. Hang on.
That makes sense.
Double check.
Yeah. Yes, it's Meilong.
All right, so hit Meilong up in game or in Discord, and they'll be happy to group with you so you can run through the intro area. The new race was a Brawl Roar, Lord of the Rings points.
No, PTS.
Yeah. Private test server.
Yeah.
Like points. What?
Yeah.
And hopefully they can see some stout axe dwarves live. Okay, so there was Meilong, Dux, and Marcus.
Yep.
Meilong is there hosting a lot of new players. So Meilong is going to be who you're looking for that assistance.
Yep.
And so guys, with that, let's talk about what's going on with AIE and WoW Classic.
All right. So, kind of get you up to speed with where everything is.
Yes.
Nevermore is our wonderful Nevermore is headed up the AIE Craft Fair project. She's working on a Google Docs to organize everything, basically trying to figure out the items that are needed, what levels you gain access to certain professions, like engineering you can't start until you get to level 5, and what recipes are needed for leveling versus just nice to have, because since money is very, very tight in WoW Classic, we want to do things like make sure there's ore for the miners to smelt, and then pass those bars on to the blacksmiths and the other professions that need it, so that just like the retail craft fair, we have the right materials flowing to the right people. But also, it's one of those things like, if you only need to level bracers, you don't need to buy the entire set of bronze, whatever recipes to get you to the next level. We can, get you skill wise up, and then you can go back and buy those at your leisure when you have the money and time to do that. For anyone that wants to help out, especially if you previously helped out in the retail craft fairs, please let myself or Nevermore know, and we will get you into the program. Craft fair captains and or gatherers are most welcome, because we will need a lot of materials and a lot of storage space, because unlike retail, where everything stacks to 200 now, some of the mats only stack to 10, and then some stack to 20. So there's a lot of bags and alt space and stuff, because guess what, folks? Guild banks didn't come into existence until Burning Crusade patch 3. So everything is stored on characters.
Right.
Yep. Speaking of characters, and Eve, Lars and Bach are heading up the AIE Mount project. Basically, it's a rolling guild fund that will provide funds to be paid back to the guild for helping people get over the hump to get their mounts. The collection character is AIE Mounts, and they have more information posted in the WoW Classic channel in the main AIE Discord. Feel free to just ask what's going on. But basically, the idea is, you need 15 to 20 gold to get your mount. Once you've hit 40, then we'll loan you the amount from the fund. You pay it back. You get a pretty picture taken on your mount to show everyone off, hey, I got my mount through the mount program. And then the funds will go back in to help the next person that gets their mount. And so it's just going to be we're not trying to make a profit or anything off this. We're just trying to keep the funds rolling so that we can help people get their mounts faster, which will help them, level and get gold faster, and all nice feedback loop.
So #AIE stuff.
Exactly. Hashtag AIE Eve ship program reborn in WoW Classic.
Damn.
All right. And in other news, Bach and Gajira are heading up the AIE raiding project. They have a guild bank tune that will take donations of crafted items for the raid teams and coordinate the formation of the 40-person raid team. There is a sign-up sheet that is pinned. I know. There's a sign-up sheet that's pinned in the WoW Classic Discord. Feel free to just ping Bach or Gajira if you need more information, or you won't, need access to the form. So it's 40-person raiding, and they need a lot of materials to, a lot of flasks and stuff like that. So, right. And in guild maintenance news, we are currently, when I logged in this morning, we were at 913 characters in the guild. Wow. So we will be going through and removing any character that has not logged into the guild in over 14 days, which my rough estimate was about 200 characters. So, a lot of people popped in, created a character, said, yep, that's WoW Classic. Okay, I'm out of here, and went back to what they were doing. But there's still, like we said, there's still about 700 people, 700 characters that are at least logging in, every week or so, and taking a look around and playing. So just make sure, like I said, if your character gets removed, it's not a huge thing. Just pop back into the WoW Classic Discord channel or the AIE Guild channel, AIE LFO channel in game.
And you won't even lose any guild rep, so nothing to worry about.
Yeah, exactly. It's classic.
Yeah, exactly. And we do want to say congrats to Lulsec, who was our first level 60 in the guild.
Oof.
Nice.
Yeah. I checked, there was somebody at 58, and I think there was somebody else at I think the next closest was 52 or 53. So we've got a few people getting close to 60, but like we said, for rating, we're gonna need 40 level 60s. So yeah,
right. So it's gonna be a little while.
It's gonna be a little while. That's why we wanted to start the projects now and get everything collected. Oh, and Max says his character's 53. So yeah. And I also forgot to mention for the mount project, if you do just want to contribute gold or silver or things to sell for that, just contact Bach or Gajira in game, and Lars or Bach in game, and they will get you taken care of for that. So, Mew, have you been poking at Classic much?
I have, and very slowly, just on purpose. Like it's there's no race. We're not trying to get to 60 so we can do rating or anything like that. I mean, there is a group doing that, obviously, but that's not what the game is going to be for me. It's mostly just hanging out with others that are playing it. During the first week or so, I actually logged in and just happened to stumble across Nevermore as she was setting things up. So we kind of we're running around off and on there. So that was pretty cool. I was in the undead area, and I kind of just been treating it like that. The fact that I don't really have any undead characters in regular WoW, and I also don't play a priest really, so I made an undead priest. So I was like, let's do something a little different. So that's pretty much what it is. I was there for all that. I do remember making an undead character a long time ago. So it's all familiar content, but it's been so long. It's like, yeah, I remember this. Oh yeah, I remember this too. And it's just that's pretty much what it's been. Is just reminding myself of
nostalgia.
Reminding us of the old stories of how things were. It's like, yep, this was the slow leveling. Yep, this is having to buy spells. Yep, this is running everywhere on foot.
This is so there's 4 mobs in front of me at various distances and spread out. So if I go over here to the left, I can probably pick off this one here without getting the other 3 involved in this. Oh, but I got to watch for the patrol that walks behind me, because if they come along, then it's just if you especially in the low level areas, if you pull more than 2 mobs, you basically, as soon as that second mob aggroes, you need to start running because you're going to be dead.
Oh yeah, no. As the undead priest, it's like if a second one accidentally comes after you, pop a bubble, run. Just run.
Yeah,
you're dead
just
otherwise.
Fear one. Hope you can finish the one that's down enough, and go from there. So.
Yeah, so that's pretty much what it's been for me. Just I did finally get to Undercity, so I got to see Undercity in all of its original glory.
With the death elevators.
Yep, with the elevators of death. Didn't see anyone dying yet.
Skeletons at the bottom. Oh, yeah. I've seen skeletons every time I go in.
Yeah. Yep. So that's pretty much what it's been. It's just helping out with guild stuff here and there. I did create a orc warrior to help with some stuff over there. It's just lots of little nostalgia and playing with people that are also playing. I'm not in a race to get anywhere. All it does is just remind me, oh yeah, I still have this WoW retail to play over here. It's still I can fly.
Yeah. Exactly.
What have you been playing, Boo?
I was gonna say, make sure that when you are in game, it's pinned, but we just want to remind everyone, make sure you jump into the channel UFG COM. That's the shared chat channel between us and the conglomeration of guilds, the CTR and Warcast and Starting Zone podcast. Yeah, we're using that to kind of communicate between the guilds. Mainly, we talked about doing Green Wall, but mainly we didn't want the small guilds their guild chat to get overwhelmed. We didn't want to dominate things, so we figured the easiest way was just use the common chat channel, and that would keep everyone on the same playing field and not have to worry about basically crushing people with guild chat. So the other thing is there's a link in the AIE Discord in WoW Classics to their Discord. In there, if you go into their Discord and you go to where is that? It's in trade chat, I believe. Hang on just a second. Nope. If you go into the general chat channel, Renata from Warcast has been writing guides for Wowhead on Classic, and her guides are really good. She updates them frequently as people give her tips and tricks and corrections for the guilds, and it's everything from leveling to how to level up your cooking, where your best fishing locations are. So yeah, it's really she's done a really good job. So if you look for Renata Kane on Wowhead and then just go click her guides, you've got a really good depth of, hey, here's stuff that I want to do in Classic, but I kind of forgot some of the tips and tricks to make this not necessarily more efficient as far as your time, but more efficient as far as your gold is concerned, since that's even more of a precious commodity.
Right.
Yeah. So I think Tet is 16, maybe 17. He's sitting in the middle of the Barrens doing those quests. My priest and my rogue are both 7 or 8, and they're over in not Silver Pine. Yeah, the Silver Pine, the starting area stuff. And I also have a druid sitting at the starting area that I haven't started yet. I do want to get that going. My mage is sitting in what's the area right outside the starting area? The first major city area you get to between Orgrimmar and the starting area.
Oh.
And the orc area.
Oh yeah.
God, my brain.
Brain.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, that's where they're
I'm
sitting.
seeing it.
Yeah, I know.
It's not Echo Isles, because that's where the trolls are.
Right. That's the troll area. It's
starts with an R or something. I mean,
yeah.
have to actually open up a map.
Open up the game and go look at it. So.
Whoop. What the?
Did we? Hello, dear.
Yep,
Duratar.
I think we just lost Tets. Tets?
Says he's still on.
Weird.
But yes.
Yep.
Somebody seems to be missing.
Technical difficulties.
Please pardon us. Valley of Trials.
Yeah. Very strange. Hold on.
Thank you, guys. Please hold. That's why we're getting new internet tomorrow.
Well, we can switch over to our technical difficulties stream.
Oh, wait.
Wait, there he is. He's back.
Hi. I have no idea what happened. It just disconnected.
Did looking for Razor Hill just disconnect you?
Yeah, at Razor Hill. Thank you. I was like, Razor Fin. No, that's the dungeon area. So.
Yep.
And thank you, Caswick. Yeah,
Yes.
me too.
Our brain fart was so strong it took out your computer.
Exactly.
So.
And this is why we're getting new internet.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, but it's been a blast.
Yeah. You know, it's definitely been enjoyable.
I like the slow pace because it's like I can log in, spend half an hour, get some quests done, move to a new area, and feel like I accomplished something.
Mm-hmm.
Or the nice thing is, hey, I gained a level. I get to put a point into the talent tree. This is cool.
The thing happened.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Every level definitely feels more important in the old ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So is it, for those that played WoW Classic, though, is it as good as you remembered?
It seems to be going faster, honestly.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it as good as I remember? The problem is you can't go back and unlearn
No.
or remove the experience you had. So part of the magic for me of WoW Classic was coming from EverQuest, because in EverQuest there was no such thing as a dungeon instance. If you wanted to go into a dungeon, you walked into the dungeon and the first thing you did was yell camp check, and you did a camp check to see which dungeon bosses were currently being camped, so you knew what was available, and then you could go in and farm, or kill those bosses that when they pop back in, because you would walk into a dungeon and not all the bosses were up because somebody may have killed it and moved on, or somebody's camping waiting for the respawn of that boss, so it's not going to be available.
Yeah.
So, when you walk into WoW and you got your own instance, like, wait, what? They made my own copy of the bosses just for me and my group? This is amazing. So a lot of that, was coming from EverQuest into WoW. Not only the story and the scenery and everything, but it was a lot of it was the technology of, oh wow, I don't have to fight the entire server to run dungeon.
Yeah. And I came in from Final Fantasy 11. Which was, an 8-hour-a-day job to level. That wasn't even rating. Right. That was just to get up to to another level. And coming over to WoW, and it's like, you mean I don't have to spend all day just to get another level? I mean, what's a mount? What is that? What's a flight
or
point?
You mean I don't lose experience and possibly a level for dying?
For dying, right? And equipment and
that was always a real weird thing to think of. It's like, oops, you died. Oh well, I guess we have to level up again. Back to the grind. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and
it was crazy.
Yep. No such thing as hearthstones. I mean, just when you were stuck somewhere, you were stuck somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, and that's honestly why I played a bard, was just for the speed. A lot of players played druids for the speed of the wolf or the sow buff, but as a bard, I could turn that on. So if something jumped me, it's like, nope, hit the speed song, hit the fear song, and get out of there. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been enjoyable. It's one of these things where it seems like it's going to be around for a while, so I'm not in a rush to get to any kind of max level anything.
Right.
And I'm just going to play it when I feel like I need to play it. And when things get a little quiet and dry in regular WoW, jump over, play a little bit of classic, or it's honestly going to be more like guild stuff's happening, and hey, we need someone to help with this thing over here, and then I'll jump right on in, and that's my main thing, is I'm playing with other people, and that's the main reason, because I would not be going into classic for myself, other than maybe to poke it a little bit and say, okay, I did it.
Right.
No, what keeps me around is having a community like AIE doing stuff, knowing that we have our friends over in CTR and Blood of the Scribe and Starting Zone that are also on that same server with a larger community. We know that we have a lot of cool people to play with. That's what it makes it more interesting to play. It's not I don't have a need and desire to retread those old stuff. I was there. I lived it all. I don't need to live it again. But
right.
But it's been fun.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was Shojo that made the comment that she was excited because she's been with AIE since BC on, so now she finally gets to have the entire experience with AIE and end as a player.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and so I do have to recount this. It's in our classic Discord, but this was the conversation where. Oh, let me get this real quick, because this is what embodies AIE.
Mhm.
Okay, so this was Guild Chat, and thank you to Dabo Girl for posting this. But Zed popped up in Guild Chat and said, "Crossroads are being trolled by some level 60 alliance. Don't bother going there. All the NPCs are dead." And of course, Lolsec, our level 60, said, "All right, I'm on my way." And Etsy said, "Thank you." And Andandi said, "Lolsec, you gonna take him on?" Lolsec said, "No, I'm gonna kill him." And that is AIE in the Barrens. It's like, nope, you can try and troll the Crossroads, but we'll bring in the big guns and take you back out. So yeah.
This is what happens when we aim Eve back at WoW.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what happens. So yeah. But it's a lot of fun. Like they said, the biggest thing was about WoW Classic, that everyone was concerned about, was the community feeling. And I think that we've done a really good job with the UFG guilds and AIE of getting that community feeling back. In fact, one of the people that Lars interacted with was he actually posted on Twitter. He says, "I love it when our Guild United friends help each other. Zara helped them on an escort and they returned the favor. Thanks from the AIE Guild." So there was and the escort quests in Classic are not like they are today, where you can just go wander off and kill stuff while the NPC moves forward. If you're not like attached to that NPC's hip, it'll reset the quest, or you'll fail the stuff. So a lot of people for the escort quests get together groups so that you can have one person killing the mobs that like to attack the quest giver and the other person staying near it, so that the quest doesn't ever reset. And so it's nice when you see somebody out with the UFG tag or the AIE that you go, "Hey, let's group up and accomplish stuff." So
yeah,
it's really fun.
Yeah, the worst sound you can hear in WoW Classic goes "darn," because you've just lost your quest.
Yep, exactly. So definitely
awesome. Well, any other WoW Classic stuff going on?
No, it's just it's a really good time. Don't come in expecting, like we said, come in expecting that it's a journey, and enjoy the journey. It's not a race to the finish, because we all have been to the finish, or a lot of us have been to the finish, and that's not the goal, at least right now. Maybe in a couple months it will be, but right now, enjoy WoW, enjoy the journey, enjoy the community, explore the areas, go places you haven't been, can't see in retail because the Cataclysm destroyed everything. So yeah, have fun.
Awesome. All right, well, that is our show tonight. While the chat room begins suggesting titles, guys, I want to thank you so much for getting into the depths of WoW Classic and what we're doing there, and of course, all the greatness that is AIE.
Thank you. And we know the reason you're not playing Classic is because Warlocks have soul shard bags, and you don't want to deal with that.
Honestly, I kind of like the soul shards because I really enjoyed sucking people's life forces and then using it against them.
There was that.
Well, see, you could do that in retail now. The thing in Classic was you had to have a separate bag.
Oh, I know. I remember back when But the thing is, I kept special shards. I would keep my boss shards.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I actually really enjoyed that aspect.
This is a special. That would be interesting if they could, if like when you moused over the soul shard, it would tell you what soul was actually in the shard. That
would be neat.
Generics, because then. You would see stuff in game like, oh, this is a special shard because this was Ragnaros' shard, or something like that. Yeah,
makes sense.
That would be fun.
A little known fact: my main in vanilla was a warlock. So, yeah, it was fun.
Cool.
Alrighty. If If you have a question or a comment about the show, you can email us at podcast@aie-guild.org. You can follow us on Twitter. The show is at AIE Podcast. Mew, which is me, is at the Mew Cow. Makala is at Cyberwaif. And Tetsami is at Ivory Tiger. We record live with video every other Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. You can join the chat room and play along with us on our website, which is aie-guild.org/podcast-live-stream. And our Discord for chat is aie-guild.info/discord. Our theme was composed by the amazing Andrew Allen. Follow him at Keys with Soul on Twitter or visit his website, keyswithsoul.com.
And now it's time to play all of the great AIE member segments we received this week, including, well, no segments this week, as Hunts is living up to his name and actually hunting the wind.
Yep.
Right.
And Buxley is currently serving time as a Buff Rock and WoW classic for an unpardonable pun in Baron's chat.
Mm-hmm.
Having said that, anyone is welcome to submit a segment for the podcast.
Even classic ones. We'd love to hear some classic stuff, too.
Yes.
Right. All right, and next time we'll be talking to Abba Van Honduras about Final Fantasy XIV. So until then, AIE, this is Makala.
This is Mew Cow.
This is Tetsemi.
And this has been the AIE Podcast.
Yay.
Yay!
All right, we have possible show titles. From Tiber, of course, we have Sausage Contest.
This show is part of
Crafting
the
a
Frog
Classic
Pants
Fair.
Network.
Crafting
Get
a
more
Classic
at
Craft Fair.
frogpants.com.
Ooh. And Classic Community. All right, guys, keep them coming. And by the way, thank you so much for yes, AIE is family friendly, but sausage contest.
Although I do like crafting a classic craft fair.
Yeah, that is pretty cute.
Yeah,
I like that
that's
one too.
Yeah. Well, that's a big focus. That's going to be, I think, a big draw.
Yeah.
That's gonna
Big
be-
focus. So,
Yeah. I like that one.
All right. Well, I think we've got our show title. Thank you, chat room, as always. You guys are wonderful.
Yes, thank you very
Thank
much.
you for Razor Hill. I don't know why we couldn't
Yeah.
freaking remember Razor Hill.
Brentford.
But, yeah, exactly. Exactly. So,
Alrighty. All
we'll
right.
talk to you guys later then. Thanks,
All right.
chat room.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Patrick. Unplugging.